Podcast title: Sweet Deception: The Hidden Dangers of Sugar.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to another episode of Health Matters, where we delve into the latest insights on wellness and nutrition. I'm your host, Emma.
And I'm Jack. Today, we're going to talk about something that's sweet but sinister: sugar. We'll explore its impact on our health, how it affects our body and brain, our eating habits, and the long-term consequences of consuming too much of it.
Sugar is everywhere in our diets, and while it can be delicious, it's important to understand the full scope of its effects. Let's start with the basics, Jack. Why is sugar considered harmful?
Well, Emma, sugar is a type of carbohydrate that our bodies convert into glucose, which is used for energy. However, the problem arises with the overconsumption of added sugars, which are found in many processed foods and beverages. These added sugars can lead to a variety of health issues.
Right. According to the World Health Organization, we should limit our intake of added sugars to less than 10% of our total daily energy intake. But many of us consume much more than that. What are some of the health problems associated with high sugar consumption?
One of the most immediate impacts is weight gain. Excess sugar provides empty calories, which can lead to an increase in body fat. Over time, this can contribute to obesity. But that's just the beginning. High sugar intake is also linked to type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and dental problems like cavities and gum disease.
And it's not just about physical health. Sugar also has a significant impact on our brain. Can you explain how that works?
Absolutely. When we consume sugar, it triggers the release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. This is why sugary foods can be so addictive. Over time, the brain starts to crave more sugar to achieve the same level of dopamine release, leading to a cycle of addiction.
So, it really is like a drug in some ways. And this addiction can lead to changes in eating habits. Many people end up consuming more sugary foods and drinks, often at the expense of more nutritious options.
Exactly. This can result in a diet that's high in calories but low in essential nutrients, which further exacerbates health problems. And the more sugar we consume, the more we seem to want. Studies have shown that our consumption of sugar has increased dramatically over the past few decades.
Yes, it's quite alarming. In the early 20th century, the average person consumed about 4 pounds of sugar per year. Today, that number has skyrocketed to around 150 pounds per year in some countries. That's a staggering increase.
And this overconsumption has significant long-term impacts. Beyond the immediate health issues, high sugar intake is linked to chronic conditions like fatty liver disease, certain cancers, and even cognitive decline and Alzheimer's disease.
There's also an economic impact to consider. Treating these sugar-related diseases places a heavy burden on healthcare systems around the world. In the United States alone, it's estimated that the healthcare costs associated with diabetes exceed $300 billion per year.
And let's not forget the environmental cost. The production of sugarcane and sugar beet, which are the primary sources of sugar, can be quite destructive. It often involves deforestation, soil depletion, and excessive water use, which have serious environmental consequences.
So, reducing our sugar intake isn't just about personal health, it's also about the health of our planet. But with sugar being so pervasive in our diets, how can we realistically cut back?
One approach is to become more mindful of food labels. Many foods that we wouldn't typically associate with sugar, like bread, sauces, and even salad dressings, often contain added sugars. Choosing whole, unprocessed foods can help reduce sugar intake significantly.
And cooking at home more often can give us better control over what we're eating. It's also helpful to find healthier alternatives to satisfy our sweet tooth, like fresh fruit, which contains natural sugars along with fiber and essential nutrients.
Absolutely. It's also important to raise awareness and support policies that limit added sugars in foods and beverages. Some countries have implemented sugar taxes on sugary drinks, which have been shown to reduce consumption.
Education is key. The more people understand the impact of sugar on their health and the environment, the more likely they are to make healthier choices.
It's clear that sugar is a complex issue with far-reaching effects. But with informed choices and collective action, we can make a positive impact on our health and our world.
That's a great note to end on, Jack. Thank you to all our listeners for tuning in to Health Matters. We hope you found this episode informative and empowering.
Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review if you enjoyed this episode. Until next time, stay healthy and mindful of your sugar intake.
Take care, everyone.